You know, that would be quite interesting.
No, it wouldn't.
No.
This is the very first time the Doctor's been a woman. Let's not confuse things too much. Let's not overcomplicate things too much.
Once she's done and she decides to retire from the role, well, the Doctor would have to be black at this point.
If this one isn't popular, it doesn't sell, it's not going to be a black Doctor Who.
Well, that would be up to the BBC.
Yeah.
And if this goes down in flames, no, you'll be amazed at how fast they're going to go back to a young David Tennant-looking Doctor. or even Matt Smith-type Doctor. You'd be amazed. Your head's going to spin.
A goofy one.
Young, handsome, quirky, white, and male. That's if.
Hindu.
If this goes down.
A Hindu Doctor Who.
A Hindu Doctor Who.
Okay, that is a first.
Because you're so thick. You're Mr. Thickety, thick face from Thick Town, Thickania. And so's your dad.
Oh, you should put that speech on tape.
He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue. That's the Chicago way.
Hello, Chicago, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Got a drink to that?
Welcome to Alternate Reality.
He went to Hogan Family.
He said, I went to Hogan Family. Then after Hogan Family won, he said, you know what I need to do? I need to create a different career, and it works.
Well, what was the difference between Hogan Family and Arrested Development?
Hogan's Family was a traditional, usually 70s, 80s, bland, generically uninteresting sitcom.
It was called the Valerie Harper Show until she got fired.
Yeah, she got fired, yeah.
Because she asked for more money. And they said, okay, fine, you're fired.
She was the Roseanne of her time. They were going to fire you to replace you with Sandy Duncan. Bye.
Valerie Harper was Rhoda, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
but
she had her own show in the 70s.
Yeah, it was called the Valerie Harper Show with Jason Bateman on there. And they killed off, what was the next season? They changed the name to Hogan. Said she died in a plane accident.
She died in a plane accident, yeah.
Well, that's tragic.
No, it wasn't. It was, you're being unreasonable, we're not going to pay you, and people were more interested in Jason Bateman than you anyway. And we could replace you with Sandy Duncan, who's just as popular. Bye.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Sandy Duncan was hot. Hot.
She had her own TV show, too.
She was hot.
And did they do that?
Yeah. And it worked. And the Hogan Family kept going. 2 or 3 seasons.
And when did the show come out?
That was like, 70, I don't know.
Late 80s.
Late 80s?
Late 80s? Okay, now it's 30 years later, and Roseanne's doing the same thing?
Yeah.
More things change. More they say
trying to do the same thing, and then they went, hi, bye. It's ours. It's not yours. It's ours. Matt Williams is still getting a co-creator credit, which means it's ours. Bye. Take your money and go.
I heard they're rebooting it without her now.
They're going to try to.
They're going to have a meeting about rebooting it with Gilbert, who's actually one of the producers of the remake. Yeah. And all the co-stars who said we'd never work with Roseanne ever again said, we're game.
Well, I'm sure John Goodman would be.
John Goodman's like, yeah.
So are they going to kill Roseanne off in this thing, and Goodman will be alive? Is there going to be a flip on the last season of the original series?
I remember that.
That's the first thing you say.
Is Goodman going to write a book in the last episode? And you famous?
That's the first thing you say. Hey, what happened to Roseanne? Remember last year we thought Dan died? It was Roseanne.
Yeah, it was Roseanne.
Boom! It's over with.
Oh my God, I had this terrible dream that I was dead, but it was Rosie.
It was Rosie.
I miss you so much, Rosie.
Oh well. Oh well, let's move on.
Well, speaking of shows, this show is my show, and you guys can't replace me because I'm like in charge of it. So there. Comic Book Man here. Welcome to the Alternate Reality. I'm being joined today by my good pal,
Rod Flash. Hello, kitties.
And this other guy.
How you doing, kids? I'm Bo. What's happening?
Hey, what's happening? What's happening, Bo? And this is the Alternate Reality, and it's coming to you, as always, from Alternate Reality, the comic book store, located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all of you comics are 15% off every day for everyone. This is your full-service comic book store. New Comic Wednesday starts at 7 a.m. here at Alternate Reality. And like I said, only comics 15% off. All first issues, first day they come out, 25% off. Why you'd buy your books anywhere else is beyond me. And plus we have this podcast. And today we're doing an all-news update on the Alternate Reality. This is going to be a comic, media, and wrestling news update. And we're going to start off with comic book news. Bo!
Yes?
Over at DC, Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok are working on the 3 Joker teas, seeing the DC Universe Rebirth one-shot. Now, that's something that they haven't picked up on since that DC Universe one-shot. You had the 3 Jokers on there, and while they've done a lot of stuff with the Joker since then in the DC Universe...
They've not explained why there are 3 of them.
They haven't explained that.
But they've been waiting for Jeff Johns, who apparently has an opening in his schedule, since Doomsday Clock is usually late.
I would assume he's done. It's late because of Frank.
No, I don't know about that. I think it's a combination of
both.
Jeff
Johns has got to have his part
I think it's a combination of both.
You think he's sitting there trying to figure out how to end it and he didn't know that?
He has an ending. The ending, there is an ending. That ending was going to lead into a whole bunch of new books, like Legion of Superheroes and Shazam and a bunch of other things.
Well, at one time, Jeff Johns was the Bendis of the DC Universe. I mean, he would do 2 to 3 monthly books and get them out on time on a regular basis. The guy knows how to write on time and meet a deadline.
Yes,
I can't believe that he wouldn't have Doomsday Clock done on his part by this.
The people at Time Warner would rather Jeff Johns spends more time behind the desk as an executive than as a writer.
Well, he is doing that.
And so he's a little busy.
He is doing that. So this is a 12-issue maxi series, period.
Which is going to go...
It's 12 issues of a comic.
It's going to go a year and a half now.
Oh, wow.
Maybe even longer.
Well, as soon as they announced bi-monthly, they automatically kicked it into 2 years.
Yes, 2 years.
12 issues bi-monthly, that's 6 issues a year. So it's a 2-year series.
Well,
that's why I said when they first announced that, who is going to hang around for 2 years to find out how this thing ends? And then you add late on top of it. I mean, we bitched about that in previous shows.
You know what you do? You bring in an extra artist. Hi, you draw this issue. He draws that issue. You draw this issue. He draws that issue. You get back on schedule.
Yeah, I bet you there's in the contract that says they can't do that.
Probably not.
For Gary Frank.
And I think also Gary Frank is the artist for the Shazam book we're going to be doing after this is over with.
Yeah, expect that to be late then.
Yeah.
So the 3 Jokers.
Yes, and Jason Fabok, you're not waiting on him because he's a really quick artist. I mean, he's actually in the Man of Steel thing that launched this week. He's going to have 2 pages in every issue, so Jason Fabok is a machine as far as art's concerned.
He's also a good artist.
He's also a really good artist, but yeah, he's keeping it rolling.
So what other stuff has he done that people want?
Justice League. He did a Justice League run.
For when? I mean, at what point was he doing Justice League? We talking New 52?
He did Rebirth? He did the Anti-Monitor
the
Dark Side
storyline. Yeah, he worked with Johns.
Oh, okay. The last big story arc they had in 52 in Justice League.
And that was about as cosmic as Justice League story I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't been looking at No Justice, have you? You really need to read your No Justices. They are trying to cosmic up the DC universe big time.
he's going to read all 4 of them at the same time. I'm doing the same.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Reading them all 4 at once.
Okay, I've read through the first 2. Yeah, they're really trying to hit the cosmic button hard. And you would think after Jim Starlin did all that work over the last 10 to 15 years over at DC that they would have done that. But no, they're hitting it from a different direction. It looks like they're trying to do Annihilation type stuff. Marvel Annihilation type stuff in the DC universe.
Well, it worked out well for Marvel.
Well, actually it did. Greg Capullo's DC contract has only 6 issues left.
Yes.
Then what happens?
Then he's a free agent, and he can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah.
Such as where he started.
Image?
Marvel. No, he started at Marvel. He was one of the guys.
Well, actually, he started at Chaos, didn't he?
No, he wasn't at Chaos. I don't remember. No, he started.
Yeah, Caputo did Evil Ernie and Lady Death and all that crap.
That's a different guy.
Well, Brian Pulido was the writer.
Brian Pulido.
Pulido was the writer, but I thought that he was the artist.
No, Greg Capullo, he did Quasar, and when everyone left for Image, then Greg Capullo became an X-Men artist.
Okay.
And he's been over at DC for about 4 or 5 years now. And, sometimes you go, I've been here long enough, I got to move. Or DC gives him a whole bunch of money and he hangs around. Because if he leaves, Scott Snyder's going to be very upset. Because he won't have a partner to work with. They might re-up him. They should re-up him. But, DC does a lot of stuff they should do and they don't do it. So.
Well, what do you think the chances are of them re-upping him? I mean, he's a popular artist. It can't be money.
It probably isn't money, but, sometimes with a lot of guys, they go, look, I've been at this company long enough. I've done everything here I want to do. So there's nothing left for me to do here. So I might as well just go somewhere else.
I keep assuming John Romita Jr. is going to go that direction.
Oh, at some point, John Romita Jr. is going to go, this contract's over with. Okay, I'm going back home.
Well, it's the same thing with Bagley. Bagley did that.
Yeah, he had Bagley. He was there for a while. They didn't really know what to do with Bagley. So Bagley went, okay, I'm going back to where I started. They know me, they appreciate me, and they give me stuff I can work on that makes sense. The fact they didn't give Bagley Batman from point 1 when he went to DC, which is stupid.
Yeah. Moving over to Marvel, Stuart Immonen. I saw this week. Stuart Immonen's getting ready to retire.
He said, this is what he said.
Well, this surprises me. Stuart Immonen really hasn't been around in the industry that long. I mean, I know he goes back to the 90s.
Yeah.
But considering this is an industry that would have people working in it 40, 50 years.
Well,
that's only like 30 years.
This is how it worked. He announced his retirement on Monday. Yeah. And then Tuesday he said, well, I'm not really retired. I'm just going to take some time off and take whatever deals I want. So he retired, and then all of a sudden he didn't retire. And the fact that he retired, every artist on Facebook went, we can retire?
Well, if you have
I got to tell my wife that I can retire?
If you have enough money.
If you have enough money. And so he's retired, but he said, well, I'm not really done. But if he was going to go out, a big, massive issue like Amazing Spider-Man 800, that would be a way to go, bye.
Well, I assume his contract's up at Marvel.
His contract's been up at Marvel for a while. He's just hanging around.
So does he want to jump ship to DC, or does he want to do his own independent projects? Or
he's done both. But I don't know. I think
he worked on Superman for a long time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. I think he's at the point where he's probably just going to be a freelancer and go wherever he wants. So he could do work with Mark Millar. He's already done that. He's going to basically pick stuff. But Marvel, as of late, has been the ones that like, you want to do this? And he goes, yeah, I can do that. You want to do this? Yeah, I can do that. I can do that.
So he might wind up at Millarverse?
He might
over at Image?
He might wind up anywhere he wants to go.
Well, Millarverse is its own entity. It's just publishing through Image right now.
He won't go to Avatar. Or he won't go to Valiant because he's like,
I don't know who would go to Valiant. Well, how would that be a viable pick if you're an artist in demand? How does Valiant become a viable pick?
Yeah, Valiant's not really a viable pick. It's a place where you go to. We want steady artists. We don't want big deal artists.
On the indie front, Neal Adams and Mike Netzer, and I saw this, and I don't understand, but they're fighting online, and I assume that they're fighting in the courts.
No.
Or is this heading there?
This is all online.
Okay. They're having this bitch fight online about Ms. Mystic. For those of you who don't know, this goes back to when I first started in comics.
Continuity Comics.
Man.
No, that was Pacific.
Oh, yeah, Pacific.
That was Pacific.
Yeah, Adams went to Pacific.
One of the very first independent, actual, factual comic book companies we're going to publish monthly books just like DC and Marvel and be big boys just like them was Pacific Comics. Yeah. And Pacific Comics did a couple of books, one of which was Ms. Mystic. Yeah. Did Ms. Mystic move over to First at some point?
No, Ms. Mystic moved over to Continuity Comics, which is Neal Adams' own line.
Okay, but Pacific Comics published Ms. Mystic. Didn't they also do Destroyer Duck? That was a Steve Gerber, Jack Kirby thing.
It might have been.
Yeah, I think that was one of the other things that they did. They did like 3 books initially, and I think that they were the first ones to do Silver Star, I think.
Yeah. They were the home of a bunch of new Jack Kirby things.
But that was back in 1978, 1979 that happened. And Ms. Mystic first showed up there. Yeah. And it was done by Neal Adams and I guess Mike Netzer.
Mike Netzer was an artist on the book.
And what I remember most about Ms. Mystic...
When that happened, he was Mike Nasser.
Yeah, Nasser.
And then all of a sudden he changed his name to Mike Netzer.
You know who else published over Pacific? Yeah. Rocketeer was Dave Stevens' Rocketeer. Yeah, that's where it started. That's where it first started off at. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the thing I remember most about Ms. Mystic was it took forever for those issues to come out. I mean, they do the first issue, and then it was like 6 to 8 months before the second issue. Yeah. And then it was like 2 years later for the third issue.
Continuity had no deadlines.
Well, Pacific
had no deadlines either.
Pacific had no deadlines.
But they had books. They had books that shipped and made up for the fact that certain books were late.
Now, Ms. Mystic,
it's a Scarlet Witch clone.
Yeah, Scarlet Witch clone, but she's got
Zatanna.
Well, no, she's got this big Farrah Fawcett white,
massively
Snow White
hair.
I remember that.
A totally black costume, and that was years before.
Shoulders off, no shoulders.
That was years before Trinity Angel. Yeah, where what's his face? Who did Trinity Angel?
George Perez?
No, not George Perez. Maguire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Kevin Maguire.
Kevin Maguire figured he could draw a lot faster if he didn't have to draw any detail on any of the costumes or any of the bodies. Yeah. So just make the costumes all white.
They're all,
and that way we don't even have to bother with muscle tone.
I don't have to fill in nothing. I can just
musculature.
You're in an outfit.
All we have to do is the outline of the body and do a V-neck with a lot of color on it, to break it up a little bit. Ms. Mystic was the opposite. Hers was all black.
Black from head to toe.
And
she had a silver color, did
she? Would do a mystical thing with her hand where the sword would appear in her hand, and the sword where you would hold it, where the hilt would be, that's where the big circular thing was, and it was a mystic sword of some sort. But anyway, the character, as I remember, was incredibly derivative.
Oh, ridiculously derivative.
And so Netzer is bitching at Neal Adams over ownership of this character.
Yes.
Why?
Mike Netzer was a guy who worked a lot, and then all of a sudden he disappeared for a while and came back as Mike Netzer. He did DC stuff, and I
don't know if he ever worked at Marvel.
He did work. I think he worked everywhere. There's a couple places he worked at, but he disappeared. Then he came back all of a sudden. And the rumors were he came back because he went to Israel and found God.
Okay.
And he started posting a bunch of weird and unusual stuff that made no sense whatsoever. But people gave him a pass because, well, we really like your artwork. Well,
but he did less and less as the years went by.
He did almost nothing as the years went by. He became more known for complaining about stuff on the internet than actually drawing anything. And so he's basically saying, I co-own the character, and Adams went, no, you don't co-own the character. I came up with the character, and I needed someone to draw the book because I knew I couldn't make the deadline, and so I picked you. And we thought about this while I was over at DC, and then apparently, according to Adams, Netzer basically approached DC for a deal and money for producing issues of Miss Mystic, which he didn't have the right to do. And DC, because they said, why don't we just humor him, they paid him anyway to go away. Yeah.
One of the things I do remember him doing at DC was Super Team Family. I forget which issue, but it was the Atom, Supergirl, and I think Green Lantern. And it was a team up the three of them did. And I remember the art being really, really nice back then for a DC. DC was not known for its good art back then. And this art, except for Neal Adams, of course. And this art was really, really nice that was in this book.
Mike Netzer was a really good artist who, through his own behavior, has made himself an exile in the industry.
So where is this thing going to go? I mean, he's just going to be sniping online? He's
going to snipe online, and Adam basically had a point-by-point rebuke to everything he said. And if Netzer wants to take this to court, Adams is like, go ahead. You're going to lose.
I first saw this on Facebook about a week and a half ago. And it comes up on the news feed, and it's Mike Netzer, and there's a Ms. Mystic drawing at the bottom.
That was another thing. He came up with a derivative character of Ms. Mystic and tried to use another name, and I think that's what got Adams ticked off about it. He says, "How are you going to do a remake of something you don't own?"
But I'm starting to read through this thing, and at Facebook, it only does like 8 or 9 lines.
Yeah,
and then you have to click on it.
You have to click on it
to see what the rest of it says. So I click on it,
and
as soon as I click on it, my page increases by like 12 page lengths.
It went on and it's forever.
And it's this numbered thing, and I'm looking at it, and it's point 36, blah, 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 point 37, blah, 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 point 38, blah, 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 blah. I'm looking at this going, I don't care about any of this.
And
and I just skipped over it.
For the sake of the show and for the sake of the news, I read the whole damn thing.
Really?
Yes.
So give us the extract. What are his points?
His points are that Neal Adams has basically gone out of his way to blackball him and cause him nothing but pain, and won't admit to the truth that this is my character all along and I co-created it, and why don't you give him any money for it? And Adams' response was sort of like, dude, you came to my house and you threatened my kids.
Oh, that's what Adams says.
Well,
Adams says he did that.
Adams basically said at certain points
alleges he did
certain points in Netzer's life, he had nowhere to live, and so Adams let him live in his house.
Okay.
And then it became untenable, and Netzer has gone out of his way online to insult and threaten his children.
Great. Okay.
And so Neal went,
sounds like our diversity episode we did.
Yes.
You want to make friends online. Best way to do that is to threaten their kids and go over to their house. Go over to their house.
But yeah, this first popped up on Bleeding Cool. That's where I saw it. And Adams has behaved like a gentleman during all this, going, I'm going to explain to you the facts, and this is what's going on. And no matter what he says, I didn't steal anything from him. This is my idea.
That it?
That's it.
Okay, that's it for the comic news. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with media news right after this. Every Sunday is super at Alternate Reality with our Super Sunday Sale. Each Sunday we pick a different character, family, or publisher, and we discount all of their comics and trade paperbacks 25% off all day long. What we pick for the sale is different each week, but each Sunday you'll save 25% off. And that's all day long, all day Sunday, only at Alternate Reality. And we're back. Gotham is ending over on Fox. It is I assume, casualty of what's going on over at Fox right now with getting rid of the entertainment division.
They didn't really say it like that. What they said was they realized
we're looking to unload the entertainment division. If it happens, it'll be in the next year. And if you're gone by then, that'll make things just that much more easier.
But that happens in which they probably looked and said, David Mazouz is getting kind of tall.
Well, yeah, he's going to grow up.
And he's getting kind of old.
We talked about that.
And how much longer can we keep this thing going? And the producers go, we have other ideas we can work on. We're doing this Metropolis show for the DC streaming and a bunch of other things. And so we are more than willing to move on to do something else. And the actors also went, I've been on the show for 5 years. I like to do other things. And so they went, well, this is your last season. You can wrap everything up.
Ben McKenzie wants to move on to something else. What does he think he's going to move on to?
Ben McKenzie has done a lot of stuff since he left. What was the show he started?
The OC.
Yeah, since the OC. Ben McKenzie did Southland over at TNT.
That's right.
Which was incredible. That's
right.
And he's also...
Yeah, but nothing's gotten him the attention that this has.
Yeah, but he got him a wife and a girlfriend.
Well, good.
He's got Marina Baccarin.
Great.
He's got a kid. And he's a producer, so he'll just go out and do something else. None of these people are going to have trouble finding work. Yeah, last season... We don't know how many episodes it's going to be. Some people said it's going to be 13, but then they said that Fox said, how many episodes you need to tell the story? And that's it. So once you tell the story, it's over with. And when the show is over with, you will be seeing Bruce Wayne go off to become Batman. Next season has no episode order. They just said we're renewing it for the final season. Now, in the last season, you're going to see, you're going to introduce some new characters. Yeah. Scarface, the ventriloquist.
Well, I would hope so. If you have Scarface, right. You better have the...
Mother.
The
villain. It was a villain that Scott Snyder came up with. Okay. Orphan, otherwise known as Cassandra Cain, and Lady Shiva.
Oh, Lady Shiva. Well, why Lady Shiva? That's a Green Arrow character, isn't it?
You can still use Lady Shiva.
Well, Huntress is supposed to show up on Arrow next year.
Huntress, no.
Not Huntress, Batwoman.
Batwoman is showing up on Arrow next season. But that's it. You're going to get all these things. And I'm assuming when it's over with, the bridges will be built and Gotham won't be no man's land anymore. And also, for people who are wondering or watch the show, why don't they call Jeremiah the Joker? They can't.
It's a rights problem, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a rights problem. Even though he looks just like the Joker, but they can't say he's the Joker. The Joker only exists in movies.
Do you have any idea what's the origin of the rights problem? I mean, I can understand them not wanting to do Batman because we don't want to go there, just like they didn't do Superman in Smallville because we're not going there. I mean, we'll be there at the very end, but we're never going to call him that. And I can understand it with Batman in this show. But why not the Joker?
I can probably assume that the film division said the Joker belongs to us, and you can't have him.
Well, that's ridiculous. Lots of characters have been in the film division.
And yeah, it's true. And
they've done Riddler.
It's the same reason Bruce Wayne can't show up on Arrow. You could refer to Gotham City. You can even name drop the name Bruce Wayne, but he can't pop up.
The Batwoman thing next year.
Yeah.
That's going to be during their crossover.
Yeah, the massive crossover with all 5 shows.
Now, do you have any...
Lightning as well.
Have they said anything about, is this going to be a Gotham City on Arrow Earth, or are they going to get another Earth to get Batwoman?
They've said absolutely nothing.
I heard them mention it, saying Gotham, but they haven't
You
said
can say Gotham. You can say Gotham. You can say Gotham City.
Well, so it's going to sort of be like what happened with Supergirl in National City going through some breach or something.
Yeah, she goes through a breach.
Central City. Mm-hmm. And okay.
That's what you get the legends for.
Yeah, but the easy thing would be, let's just go to Gotham City.
Why don't we just go to Gotham City?
Yeah, I mean, why couldn't Gotham City exist?
And here's your out. You go to Gotham City to look for the guy you can't name.
Right.
And she's there.
Yeah.
Oh, we couldn't find him, but you're here.
I'm all you have left.
Right, I'm all you have left.
Yeah.
God, I hope they do the costume right. She's got a great costume. Good. Now, the saddest news that we've heard in quite some time, which harkens back to the episode we did.
We talked about this before.
2 episodes back, yeah. Andrew Lincoln is leaving The Walking Dead.
9 episodes and he's done.
Putting in his
now why is he leaving? Is this a money issue?
It's 9 years, and I'm assuming he's like, why don't I do a show where I can use my actual voice?
Because we're paying you a bunch of money.
And he probably went, I really like hanging out in Atlanta where it's really hot and humid, but I can go back to England where it's not hot and humid and make a living. And Lauren Cohn as well. Lauren Cohn's only going to do half the episodes as well because she's got a show on ABC where she's like the co-lead. And so they're offering Norman Reedus $20 million to take over as the lead.
The lead.
Now, I like Daryl, but he's not the lead. The show's about Rick. If there's no Rick, there's no show. Daryl is not Rick. It won't work. If you go on past this point and you're going to have him as the lead, then you're basically saying this is a cash grab.
Well, you know what would work? Fear the Walking Dead. Yeah. They got rid of half the cast. Yeah. All the people you like.
You could bring all those people into this Walking Dead, and it would work quite well.
Or you can kill the Walking Dead off with him, break up the cast, and make a new, different show based in that universe, just like Fear the Walking Dead is.
Yeah, but
Fear the Walking Dead is in the same universe, except it started on the West Coast, and now we're in South Texas.
Yeah, now we're in South Texas.
But it's the same universe, and it's the same show. If you kill Rick, kill the Walking Dead, break everybody up, send them off to the 4 corners of the earth, but follow 1 or 2 of them. Pick up the new show with them.
Jesus.
Whoever.
But are they certain they're going to kill him off, or are they just going to have him go off somewhere into the sunset? Like,
who, Rick?
Yeah.
What would be the point?
probably going to get killed and turn into a zombie. Killed. And I would assume Norman Reedus then will chop his head off.
Yeah, and kill him.
Yeah. Hi, I'm the new star.
I'm the new star.
I'm about to kill the old star. Right. Just like Rick killed Shane.
Yeah.
Or the kid killed Shane.
The kid killed Shane. Or you simply have him get on a horse and go, I liked hanging out with you people, but you're getting on my freaking nerves. I'm leaving.
Well, I don't know.
Not the whole speech he did in the last season.
If they're going to get rid of him, they're going to kill him.
No, you know what you go? Someone says something about the cure. He goes, I'm going to go off and search for the cure. It's a single job. Only I can do it. So, bye.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And then he never comes back.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But no, it's coming off as a cash grab. Sometimes you get tired of doing the shows over and over again. You're going to go, we're going to get rid of this.
What if they replace him with another character?
No, that won't
They
work.
actually said Rick Grimes is gone.
Yeah. You can't do that because people will not accept that at all.
Hey,
it's a new Rick.
The new Darren.
Yeah, Dick Yorkham.
Yeah.
Remember that? That was during the 60s when you can get away with that crap.
Yeah, Dick Yorkham.
Yeah.
No, they did that in Roseanne.
Yeah.
They did that in the original series. One of the daughters changed actresses halfway through. Yeah. As a matter of fact, that was the big joke with the remake. Both the actors that played that character are on the show. Yeah. The one who was the replacement for her stayed as the daughter, and then the one who was the original daughter is on there playing her boss or something.
Yeah. But yeah, as we said on the show before, if there's no Rick, there's no show.
Yeah, I put that on Facebook, and somebody wrote in, JP. Yeah. Somebody wrote in and says, I am so sick of hearing about how this is Rick's show. And it's like, I'm sorry that you're sick of hearing it. It's Rick's show.
It's like going, it's an ensemble show. Yes, so is MASH. But who are the stars of the show? Alan Alda. If there was no Hawkeye, there'd be no MASH.
Yeah. The comic, too. This is Rick's story, and everybody else can die in this show but Rick, because it's his story. You can kill the kid, you can kill the wife, you can kill his friend, you can kill everybody. You can Holocaust every single person that he's ever met in his life.
It's his story.
And as long as Rick's alive at the end, you have the show, because that's all that matters.
He's your closure.
And if they're getting rid of him, you're done.
Yeah, it becomes a cash grab.
You think this has something to do with the pending lawsuit between Kirkman and AMC?
I am assuming that when this is all over with, he may join the lawsuit.
Who, Andrew Lincoln?
Yeah. Reruns. You're not getting money out of the reruns. And that's the other problem. Well, we can do another show. Well, you could do another show, and Kirkman go, no, you can't do anything. This is mine. Fear came out before the lawsuit. Okay. The lawsuit's around now.
Okay, but Fear, if Norman Reedus is going to be the lead, that's not a character from the comic.
Yeah.
Norman Reedus' character is the same as any character in Fear the Walking Dead. He was made up by the producer.
Right.
You could very easily take him and spin him off into his own show and kill The Walking Dead. Just cut the series off at the knees and rename it and keep a couple of the original cast members and a bunch of new people and go off to New York or something with Daryl or Chicago or Cincinnati or someplace else.
Can you imagine them getting a letter from him saying, this has been a joy to be here. You guys have been my second family, but it's time for me to move on. Signed Andrew Lincoln.
A lot of actors, you sign a deal for 5 to 7 years, and once that contract's over with, some of them stay, and some of them go, I don't really want to do this anymore.
This is like when Happy Days, Ron Howard left, and you looked at it and go, you know what? Something's missing from this.
Yeah, but Happy Days became the Fonz show.
Yeah,
it became, as long as the Fonz...
that was worse.
As soon as Henry Winkler showed up, it was the Fonz show.
But they were horrible. He was like Henry Winkler trying to act like an adult.
Family Matters became the Urkel show.
That was after the third episode, though.
Yeah.
That was different. That was a totally different thing. But this whole thing with getting rid of Rick, we don't have really Michonne. No, Michonne's going to...
Well, and that's the other point. If he's leaving, how much longer do you think Danny Guerrero's going to hang around as well? She's doing movies now. I don't need this show anymore.
Well, like I said, the easiest thing would be to start killing some of these people off, end the show, and spin them off and spin the ones that are left over into a new show.
Yeah.
Mass murder.
And
that's the point behind the show. And everybody dies, turns into a zombie, and gets a spike through their head.
The cool thing about this, if you renew the show for season 10, he's not there, and the ratings of the first episode suck, that'll be the last season. Because people will go, no, there's no Rick, I'm not watching.
And we're going to take a break, but we'll be back right after this. Okay, we're going to stop right there for a moment and take a quick break, but don't go away because we'll be back right after this. Located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in the heart of beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, Alternate Reality is the only brick-and-mortar store that discounts all new comics 15% off every day for everyone, and that's been since 1994. And all brand new first issues are discounted at 25% off every new Comic Wednesday. So stop on down and save some money. And we're back. Enzo Amore.
Yes.
The story you've got is about the trial, but I want to talk about something else. Yeah. I sent you guys the link for his rap video. Did you guys watch it?
That is his new entertainment venture.
Yes, and it just dropped this week. Yeah. And I watched the first minute and a half of it before I bailed on it. It ran about 4 minutes long, 4 to 5 minutes long. And it's a rap video where he... Did you either of you watch it?
No. Yes, unfortunately I did.
You watched all of it?
Yes.
Okay, well...
You watched the whole thing and you didn't shoot yourself?
I can't get those minutes back.
Well, he's a music guy. He has a vested interest in watching.
Yeah, it's true.
In watching and
you're looking for
wading into music.
You're looking for new talent, sir. That's what you're watching.
Yeah,
that's why the record labels are dead now.
I watched the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of it before I bailed on it. It starts off, some nerd is in his parents' basement. He's on a set that's supposed to look like his parents' basement. And he's watching the 25th anniversary of wrestling, as he says it. He's doing a Rupert Pumpkin. Yeah. Mom, I'm watching the 25th anniversary of wrestling. Leave me alone. And while he's doing this, he's shoving Oreos in his face, getting crumbs all over his body. And at some point, Enzo Amore shows up and starts rapping about what a worthless piece of crap he is.
Yeah, he's a little bitter toward the industry.
And well, but what he's really bitter towards is this kid. Yeah. And I'm using the term kid loosely. This guy's like the guy who got thrown out of his house last week because his parents wanted him out and he wouldn't move. You've seen that story.
Yeah.
He's like that guy. He looks like he's in his early 30s, late 20s. But Enzo Amore's ripping this guy a new one. Okay, and you assume he's talking about all wrestling fans when he's talking to this kid.
Because we all turned on him.
Yes, we all turned on him. Well, we threw him under the bus.
Yeah, we threw him under the bus.
So, Rod, you watched the thing. How is it? Come on, this is your big chance.
Be
profound.
I can't be profound about it. It's horrible.
What's wrong with it?
I would rather watch The Rock try to rap again.
Rap is not my forte, so I cannot judge it. I think all rap music blows. But you being a music guy, okay, you tell me, what's wrong with it then?
Everything possibly you can ascertain from watching wrestler trying to be a musician, because some wrestlers think they are musicians.
Yeah, yeah.
With the exception of Jericho's a damn good musician. Jericho's a rock star. Not only that, but he has knowledge of it too.
He's a huge music. He knows his music.
He knows his music.
Not to get off topic, but apparently he's got a hit now in a song called Judas.
Yes. If you go into a lot of hard rock concerts, Jericho's in the back.
Yeah.
Like a fan.
Yeah, he loves it. Yeah. And there have been people in wrestling. Mickey James has a very successful country music career.
Lillian Garcia, she's very well known in the singing.
R-Truth, actually has got a nice career as a musician.
Yeah, but Enzo should have just stopped. He shouldn't have done it.
Are you saying this is the best performance of a rapper who used to work in a strip club? Is that what you're doing?
No, this is bad. I mean, I saw The Rock rapping. This is like getting Stone Cold up there and trying to sing, which was horrible. Enzo tops all of them.
Yeah, but you know what Enzo had going for him? His mouth was gold, which is one of the reasons why they kept him as long as they did.
His mic skills kept him working.
I know.
He might not have been able to wrestle worth a damn, but he was the best talker they've had on there since CM Punk.
And not only that, because he thought on his feet, but at the time, just because you can do that in wrestling, don't have somebody playing some music in the background and you're trying to move to it. It doesn't work.
But Enzo had a long career while he was in the WWE of hanging out with musicians and showing up at clubs. Yeah, so he thought, I can do this. How complicated could this possibly be?
Yeah, okay. See, that's what irks me about people saying, "Oh, music is so easy. I can do it.
I can do this."
Then you should do it. And he has. And apparently it's a huge hit.
I don't see the people from the Grammys knocking on the door anytime soon.
I don't see him doing the opening acts for any major league people. I don't see him.
Okay, getting to the story. Enzo Amore apparently was under investigation for sexual assault. Alleged sexual assault.
Alleged in Phoenix, Arizona. The Phoenix, Arizona police investigated and found out that the person who accused him was crazy.
Allegedly crazy.
Well, according to the
allegedly crazy. Let's go with alleged.
She's allegedly, her story was determined to be not credible. And so the case was over with before it even started. It got him fired from the WWE because it came out.
No, it got him fired because he didn't tell them about it. I think they probably would have gave him some leeway had he told them he was being investigated.
His claim was he didn't know he was being investigated until he saw it on Facebook or Twitter. That was his first mistake.
Did he actually know that he was being investigated?
He said he found it on social media. That's what he found out. He said the cops didn't talk to him. He saw it online and went, I'm investigated for what?
And this is what he told the WWE?
And they were like, we don't buy that.
How soon was it before he flipped on the computer and saw it before he called Triple H and said, boss, just want to let you know, I'm being investigated for so-and-so.
Well, he got fired relatively quick. The story came out like early in the daytime, and I think by the end of the day, he went from suspended to fired in the space of a day.
Well, let's remember that back at that point in time, the WWE would have been happy to have any excuse to unload him.
Yeah.
Because he had burned his bridges.
No
and
one backstage
they were tired
cared for him at all.
I mean, his mic skills took him as far as they did, but at some point, whether you've got great on the mic or you're great in the ring or you're great in both, you are way more trouble than you're worth.
Anytime you're on the European tour and they throw you off the bus and tell you to find your way to the walking, no one likes you.
Walk.
Yeah, and then they said when you got there, you can dress in the bathroom. You can't dress with us either. Yeah, he was not liked by anyone.
So there's no chance of him coming back.
No chance in hell, as Vince McMahon would say.
Okay. Speaking of WWE, Raw and SmackDown, TV deals have finally been finalized and gone through. Who's getting what and for how much?
Both of them are for $1 billion.
$1 billion a piece?
$1 billion for both shows.
Okay, now
$250 million a year for both shows.
Now the shows are being split up though.
Yeah, USA will continue to have Monday Night Raw. They were the first ones to pony up the $250 million a year, and then Fox decided Rupert Murdoch made this a personal project of his to get the WWE, and so he said, "Look, we'll give you the same $250 million deal for SmackDown. So Raw will be on Mondays." SmackDown will be on Fridays. They will both continue to be live.
SmackDown's moving to Fridays?
SmackDown started on Fridays.
Yeah, but it moved because it wasn't doing well on Friday. Because Friday's not exactly a wrestling night.
It moved, but you're doing house shows on Friday nights, so actually, production-wise, it's not that complicated. So yeah, Friday nights and it's live. And Murdoch also told them that he will promote the living crap out of SmackDown. You're going to see SmackDown ads on Monday on football. You're going to see SmackDown ads on baseball. You're going to see SmackDown ads on Fox Sports 1. Anything that Fox owns, you're going to see ads for the WWE.
So that means that the people that's on SmackDown are going to be out promoting the show on other Fox things.
Yeah. I don't think USA is going to go, you can't promote SmackDown because you're not on a network. They're not going to be petty like that. So you'll still do cross promotions. But you won't get like a USA week, a WWE week, because, well, you only have one show. So the week will be like 3 days. Okay, we'll run this. Then we'll run Tribute to the Troops, and we'll run one NXT. $1 billion!
I still think Friday night's a lousy night for SmackDown because they've done Friday night before and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, but look at Fox's attitude.
I mean, Fox can put it wherever they want. If they want to bury it on Tuesdays at 4 in the morning,
put this on Friday.
They can. But I mean, I don't see where the lure is for Friday.
I can run this at Friday night live, and you know what? I don't have to do. I don't have to pay for any productions for any extra dramatic comedy shows. I got a night of programming I never have to worry about ever again for 5 years.
Well, we've talked about that. I mean, Fox is trying to unload the entertainment division. Yeah. And this takes one night. And you've got Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football
takes
Thursday,
Friday.
And so you order less programming. So basically what you've got is 8 hours of programming for the week that you have to be concerned about. And that's it.
And that just leaves 5 days to try to figure out.
Not even 5 days. They don't run any original programming on Saturdays. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday. That's it. And Sunday's Animation Domination.
Yeah, but are they going to unload that if they sell at the entertainment division? That would go with it.
When the Disney deal goes through, and even though Comcast is trying to fight it, and Disney basically said this week, you're not going to outbid us, so go away.
I'm sure Disney would be very happy to get The Simpsons and Family Guy. I mean, Simpsons and Family Guy would add a dimension to their animation that probably that would bring them more in line with the original Warner Brothers animation.
And if you're doing
it's not as sanitized as Disney proper is.
If you got the Disney streaming service, look at all this nice program I just bought.
Man.
Look at all the stuff I got.
That mouse is getting bigger by the second.
Well, I talked about this before. It's not just that, but it's also the whole 20th Century Fox film catalog going all the way back. If Disney buys the animation division, they buy the Fox film catalog.
Yeah. Theirs.
So they've got everything that Fox ever did.
So my question is, why is Comcast thinking they can compete with the money that Disney...
Comcast is brought in this by Rupert Murdoch, who thought maybe he could make a little extra money out of this. The problem with the Comcast deal is the fact that you're talking about a cash-only deal. That's why the stockholders of Fox are going, Comcast money is not guaranteed So the stockholders, even if Rupert wants to make this a competitive thing, the stockholders are going to tell Rupert, go pound sand. We're taking their money. And apparently there's some kind of hookup in this little connection. Even if this deal doesn't go through, Marvel still gets their characters back. So why would the people at Fox go, well, we don't want that deal to go through? Yeah, so they get the characters back anyway. So take the money. Take the money and run.
Moving over to MMA, which is still in fight news. Yeah. Speaking of moving, UFC's moved to ESPN.
ESPN's basically absorbing it, and they're paying about the same amount as the WWE deals, $1 billion. So everyone got their money. ESPN's already pimping UFC anyway. They hired Ariel Helwani to do a news show about it. A lot of UFC people pop up on there anyway when there's a Sports Center, and so the Fox people went, well, we have it, and then the ESPN people went, you're actually in a sport, and we could, we're Disney. Guess how much money we have? So we're just going to buy you. So we're just going to take the rights for your thing.
So Disney owns MMA now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Disney owns their own. Yeah, they own their own MMA promotion now. Well, for the TV rights. I mean,
TV rights.
The TV
rights. Well, yeah, they don't own MMA. They own the TV rights.
They own the TV rights. They own all the UFC TV rights starting in January. One of the things that Murdoch said in this meeting when he basically sold them on selling SmackDown is, we really don't know how to promote UFC because, it's not as family friendly as we'd like it to be. ESPN went, we don't care. This is a sports network. Look at all the programming we can use. Yeah, you can use there, and they're setting up a streaming service as well. So that's why you pay $1 billion. There's your money.
I just blacked out and just saw the billions just flying.
$1 billion.
Billions.
5-year deals. And of course these deals are going to be renewed. So yeah. So if you're a stockholder in these companies, if you're Mark Wahlberg who owns a piece of UFC, you just got a big check in the mail.
Ooh.
Any other fight news?
Michael Bisping's retiring.
Who? It's a UFC fighter, right?
UFC
it's
fighter.
The guy that likes to get punched in the head, right?
Yeah, he was one of the breakout stars of The Ultimate Fighter. He decided after having a nice career and realizing that he was getting kind of old, he said, I think I'm going to hang this up. Speaking of not hanging up, Chuck Liddell wants to fight again, and that's another guy who's like, Chuck, you're retired.
Why you said Chuck Liddell?
Chuck, you're retired for a reason. Chuck, just stay away. Just stay away. I saw when Rampage Jackson knocked you to crap out.
You forgot your address last week. Why are you trying to get back in the ring?
And the website I just posted up the
Caitlin
Jackson. Is there any update on that?
I
mean, she's still working her way through drying out and
she's still working her way through it. WWE, I guess, is paying for it, and when she gets through it, she'll probably come back. But yeah, she stopped the hard drugs. She says she's still drinking a little, which means you haven't completely bought into the whole thing.
No, but if you're still drinking a little, you're drinking.
Yeah. So.
If you're an alcoholic, which I assume she is, if you're drinking, you're drinking.
Well, you're
an alcoholic for life.
She said she started drinking because she couldn't get enough pills.
Well, whatever the reason is.
Is she hanging out with Sonny or something?
Well, there's another case. No, her issues became she wasn't happy in her career. She had a really crappy relationship. She left the WWE. She didn't really do much after she left, and so she got depressed. And when she got depressed, she just started taking drugs and drinking.
They was trying to build her up as a successor to Beth Phoenix for some reason.
Yeah, they were. She wasn't a horrible wrestler. She was learning, and you could tell she was learning. She wasn't a small wrestler. She was a nice sized wrestler.
Right.
She was a Dana Brooke type. That kind of body type.
Right.
She got cut, and then her demons got in the way.
Wow. Okay. And we're going to take a break, but we'll be back right after this. You know, folks, there really is no other store that has as many sales as Alternate Reality. Beyond our signature sale of 15% off all new comics, we also have specialized sales peppered throughout the week, month, and year. For example, did you know that every Thursday is Ladies' Day at the store? That's right, ladies. Stop by the store and you'll save 20% off all of your purchases all day long. Ladies from 8 to 80 get a 20% discount on everything all day, every Thursday, only at Alternate Reality. And we're back. It's time for the Rorschach test. Bo, you go first this time. I'm going to give you one word. Yeah. Actually, it's two words, but together it's one word. It's one idea. And you tell me the first thing that comes into your mind. You ready? Yes. The lottery.
I don't play it, so what the hell you want me to talk about?
What's the first thing you think of?
That it was supposed to be for the schools, and that was a scam. But it's going to the schools. No, it's not. It's going to pay for everything else. That's about it.
That's about it?
Paying for everything else?
Well, remember, the original plan for the Illinois lottery was all the money that you were going to buy when you bought your lottery
ticket was supposed to go towards the
school. Was supposed to go to the school system. That never happened the moment it started.
Never happened.
It went everywhere else, but somebody still got to the schools, but most of it went everywhere else.
Hey, look, we have money coming in. We could use some of that over here.
Well,
we could use some of that over here.
Well, we started.
You're getting $100. You're getting $100 in lottery money. Well, we could use $2 of it over here, and he could use $1 of it over there.
That was when
and this guy over there could use $4.
You would walk in and you would buy a lottery ticket. And it wasn't the scratch-off things that are going on now. Where you've got like 45,000 different games going on. It was just one game.
Yeah.
Hi, these are my numbers.
One game, 5 boxes.
Yeah. Here's my ticket. And you just walked around with it in your pocket. I didn't win. Okay, screw it.
Rodney, what about you?
This is me making the sound of a toilet flushing money down the drain. Basically,
that's the first thing you think. That's the first thing you think of?
Exactly. We got lottery machines all in the area in these little in the poor neighborhoods where instead of a mother going in there and buying food for a kid, she's sitting up there buying like 15 lottery tickets and going, get the scratch off. Don't get me started on the scratch offs. And it's like every time when they have the Mega Millions jackpot is
that's when you get a whole bunch of people at work going, okay, we're all going to put in $2, $3, or $5 for the lottery.
And how many people from
$500 million?
How many people from Illinois has actually won that?
There've been some. There was one guy years ago who did. It had been like 10, 15 years ago. Because the underlying secret about the lottery is most people win all that money. They lose all that money.
Lose it in less than a year, from what I read.
As soon as you win that money, you pop up with that big fake check. Everyone you've never heard of goes, hey, cuz, how you doing? I need this to go here. I need this to go there.
See, that's the hypocritical part, too. Part of the rules of winning the lottery, you have not only that, you also have to be on TV.
Yeah, you do.
And you can't go, well, my attorney is coming. No, you have to be on TV.
You have to be on TV because if you don't pop up on TV with that big check, then why the hell should I play the lottery? Because I can't see who won.
Well, if you ever go to any lottery facility, like across the street, the 7-Eleven, they have a TV screen right on the counter, and it shows you all the happy people that have won. The whole idea behind putting them on TV is to make sure that people out there
you can see
realize that, yes, there are winners.
You can go, hey, Joe Smith from Crestwood won.
Okay.
I live in Crestwood. Maybe I can win.
I do Raffle Mania here at the store, and it's nothing anybody pays for. It's just free to enter. But I post the winners' pictures because you have to show people that somebody's actually won.
You can win.
Yeah, you just can't. Yeah, here, fill out this ticket and somebody's going to win someday.
So
people actually win.
Look on your Facebook page. How many times do you see pictures on there of people who stand with a big stupid check saying, I won all this money, but then it also says on the bottom of it, please, if you have a gambling problem.
Yeah, that's the hypocritical part.
And so you're telling me this person won $100 million.
But you're going to have a gambling problem.
But if you have a gambling problem, please call this number. It's like, so you tell me that I should gamble or shouldn't gamble?
They're basically saying go buy lottery tickets every week. Oh, I'm going to get enough here. Oh, and I can't wait to quit my job because I won the money. I won a big one.
There's a guy I work with. He plays the lottery every day. He's got an 1.5 inch wad of lottery tickets that he has because he never plays the same number. I'm like, if you played the same number, maybe you'd have a better chance of winning. You keep changing your number. You pick up a Sunny Boy, which is a list of numbers that could possibly come out. Now, not all lotteries are bad. The NBA lottery is, sometimes it's rigged as hell, but it's effective. You have the worst record. We're going to throw your names in a ball. We're going to spin it in a minute. You get the number 1 draft pick.
Lottery, to me, my old man had these 3 numbers. He just kept playing over and over and over and over and over and over. Then finally, my mother told me, you know how much money you spent on those tickets right there? You could have bought this with it. And he looked at her. He looked at the tickets. The tickets were painting the room, literally.
But
the bow that came from him when he did that.
When you're buying the tickets, you're not thinking about that. What you're thinking is, I can buy this lottery ticket and I can win a whole bunch of money and I don't have to work again.
Then I guess we should believe in a tooth fairy and the whatchamacallit then.
Well, those are imaginary creatures.
So is the imaginary win the lottery.
And
most people don't win. John Oliver did a thing about this. You've got like about a 1% chance of winning ever.
Did you guys have anything that you want to add to put a cap on today's show?
Clint Walker died.
Clint Walker died.
Yeah, Clint Walker died.
He did a lot of westerns and stuff in the 60s.
He basically was known for doing nothing but westerns.
Yeah.
Also was in the Dirty Dozen.
Yes, he was in the Dirty Dozen.
Oh, that's right. He was in the Dirty Dozen. Yeah. He was the bulldozer character, essentially in the Dirty Dozen. For those of you who know your Sergeant Rock in Easy Company, he was the bulldozer type character. Stoic. He was Little John from Combat.
Yeah, stoic, dark hair, iron jaw, tough.
Yeah. A lot of pictures with his shirt off.
Well, back then,
Manly man.
Back then, there were massive amounts of publicity photos back then of actors with their shirts off.
Well, I remember he was also very stiff too.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, stiff in the Lee Majors mold of being stiff.
Yeah.
Hey, let's not rip on Lee Majors now.
No, he was a little less stiff than Lee Majors, but he was. Yeah.
Really, you think so? I thought I'm cutting Lee Majors some slack with this. I thought he was stiffer.
No.
Which would make Lee Majors better. I'm down.
He had a little softness in him that Lee Majors could never pull off.
Lee Majors could pull off soft if you held a gun to his head.
Oh my God!
Screamed into his face.
Apparently, I'm the only one that watched The Fall Guy. Apparently,
and that show was funny and actually quite good.
You know what The Fall Guy did for me? The song kept me away from that damn show. I got into the credits and
I love that song.
I ain't watching this.
Hey, stunt man.
I'm a stunt man. Hey.
Hey, I watched The $6 Million Man religiously back in the early 70s. You know why? Because there wasn't a damn thing on.
You're absolutely right. There wasn't nothing on.
There was not a damn thing on except The $6 Million Man, and it was disappointing as hell almost every single week. It was stuff like the Bionic Badge and the Bionic School Teacher and the Bionic this and the Bionic...
I love the film storyline.
The Bionic Certified Public Accountant. And it had almost no fantasy in it whatsoever, but it was the only thing that was out there.
Yes, Bigfoot.
So you watch it, and he fought, and finally they got around to starting to actually do some stuff like Bigfoot and like aliens and like other robots and other bionic.
The Pro from Venus, yes.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, the Bionic Woman spinoff was really much better than the Bionic Man.
Well, Harv Bennett ran.
Yeah.
Harv Bennett ran.
Yeah. Lindsay Wagner actually was more believable. She actually had a personality. She could act.
Well, she was a better actress.
Yeah.
Lee Majors needed to be was stiff,
stoic. Yeah.
Look, the man quit acting to take care of his sick mother. Give him some credit.
We're not insulting him as a person. We're just saying as an actor, he was lacking.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
God, now I'm going to go back and watch those episodes and go, damn, you're right, he is stiff.
Ridiculously stiff.
Rodney, you really don't have to watch those episodes to figure that out. If you didn't
you realize he was stiff.
If you didn't catch on to that the first time around, you ain't never catching on to it.
The only reason I'm saying is because I see what you're saying. Yeah. I do. Yeah. Oh man.
It was always great seeing him and Oscar Goldman. It was who played Oscar Goldman?
Richard Anderson.
It was always great seeing the two of them do a scene together. Anderson would be like a clown on a unicycle, doing circles around.
I'm acting.
Doing circles around a log.
He just sort of here, yeah.
Stop! You're killing my show. You're killing my show.
He would act circles around Lee Majors and not do anything.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? We need you to do this, and it'd be great if you did it. And these poor people, they need someone to help them, and Lee Majors would be there.
Okay.
Okay, Oscar, I guess I'll go.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy. You're great. And Richard Anderson was no great actor, but I mean, he was competent and he was solid.
Yeah.
You could count on a solid.
He knew his lines. He never missed his mark.
And I wind Lee Majors. He always knew his lines. He never missed his mark either. But Lee Majors, for a minute, I don't want to cast any shadow on him as being unprofessional or anything. No, he couldn't get as far as he did in show business being unprofessional. No, he very much was professional, but he was still stiff as a 2x4.
Yeah, I never read anything ever about Lee Majors being obnoxious, mean, drunk, getting into any fights.
No.
He was an upstanding, well-respected guy. He was a TV actor, and a lot of actors back then in that time, they weren't really great actors. They were presences.
Yeah, they're presences.
They were just there. Hell, Tony Franciosa wasn't a great actor. But hell, anything he was on, I watched.
Oh, yeah, he had a presence.
Yeah.
Well, Chuck Connors. Chuck Connors. Mike Connors.
Yeah, Mike Connors. Yeah.
Mike Connors on Mannix.
Yeah, he was stiff as hell. But he was entertaining. For David Jansen.
Oh, God, David Jansen. Jeez.
You can go the long line of a lot of guys who worked on TV back then who weren't really great acting talents, but
they were solid.
They were solid.
They were
personable.
They were reliable.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what you're going to get out of his performance. The problem with that is you knew exactly what you were going to get, so you knew that you were only going to stretch it so far.
Yeah.
If you had to have a scene where somebody close to Lee Majors, say, in the Big Valley, somebody died and he had to emote, well, good luck to you.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't talk to him. You talked to Mom.
Oh, the great Barbara Stanley.
Yeah, you talked to Barbara. Well, Mom has to react to the death because, well, we can't do it.
I remember the $6 Million Man episode where Jamie Lee Summers, where she died, quote unquote, only to be brought back the following season through a bionic miracle. And it was like a 2-part episode. And back then, you didn't have the internet.
No.
So when she died, oh my God, she's dead.
She's never going to come back.
And then, of course, first 2 episodes in a new season, oh, she's back because we cut her legs off and her arm and we shoved it in her ear instead of in her eye.
We made a spinoff.
Yeah, we made a spinoff of her. But the last 2 episodes of the previous season was introducing her and how she had been this great love and how they loved each other, and then she died in a parachuting accident. And then Lee Majors at the end of that had to act when he found out she was dead. And man, that is some really uncomfortable, miserable moments on TV.
Yes, I remember the song he sung on
yes.
that.
Well,
Jamie.
That's what's great about that? He couldn't act it, so they said, we got an idea. We'll have you do Can You Read My Mind?
Yeah.
And this was like 5 or 6 years before
Well,
that.
before Superman.
Yeah. We'll have you do your version of Can You Read My Mind, except it'll be Jamie's ode. And you can sing. And by singing, I mean you're speaking lyrics.
Speaking.
Oh, man.
Of how wonderful she was and how much
Oh,
you missed her.
man.
He was doing Richard Harris. McCarthy.
Yeah, MacArthur. Well,
in the dark.
don't undercut Richard Harris. He actually did a much better job at MacArthur Park than he did with Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the song.
Going down.
Jamie.
Yeah. Jamie, I love you and I'll never forget you. Jesus.
Oh, man.
This is
God, I love my childhood. I'm sorry.
So even the producers knew back then.
But he was a nice guy.
He was a nice guy.
And he was a nice guy.
He was a contract player. Universal. Everybody's hell. That's why Harrison Ford started.
Okay, folks, and that's it. We're done. We're finished. We're out of here. We got no more time for anything else. Be sure to go to the store's website, myalternatereality.com, where you can find this episode of the podcast and the other 70-plus episodes we've done of the podcast, along with JR's reviews, along with Bo's news, and along with shipping, and along with a bunch of other stuff. Like I said, that's myalternatereality.com. Be sure to check out the shipping videos that I do on YouTube. Also, every Tuesday, I get them posted up. And I give you a brief look at what's coming out this week in shipping. I even do a show and tell with the books. So be sure to check that out. That's on YouTube. And the links for that are also available on the store's website. So until next time, this is Comic Book Man.
This is Rod.
This is the Fall Guy. Hey, hey.
And the Fall Guy. And we're all saying, bye! Thanks a lot for listening. If you enjoyed this show, please like and share it with all your friends. We value your feedback, so drop us a question, comment, show idea, or complaint either at aircomics@msn.com or, if provided, in the comments section down below on this platform. The opinions expressed in this episode are solely those of the individuals and not necessarily those of Alternate Reality Incorporated. This show is, as always, coming to you from the Alternate Reality Comic Shop, located in the heart of beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie. Serving Chicago comics fandom since 1994.
Elvis has left the building.